everyone. Welcome back to another episode of A Couple Sips Podcast. I'm Derry.
I'm Drew.
And we just enjoy you guys for being here. And we have today a special guest on the podcast, on the show. If you would like to introduce yourself, go ahead.
Hi, my name is Dante Palmisano, and I own Ono Delivery, food delivery service here in Ellensburg.
Okay. All right.
There you go.
So obviously we decided to interview him today as being an entrepreneur, and we just want to get to know him and let our audience know him as well, just to kind of network.
Yep. And then, what is Ono Delivery?
So it started off as a food delivery service, just me and my business partner, just picking up from restaurants. Now it's a lot bigger than that. Now we have about 10 drivers that work for us, and we do groceries. We work really closely with restaurants. We're working on an app. We're working on a new website. Eventually, we got a couple other things up our sleeves too that we're working on too. We're really excited about. But we're just excited to be a part of the community and everything town has to offer and whatnot.
Wow, sure. I like that.
Yeah, no, and that's awesome, Dante. Also, how would you say, I know you already kind of touched up on about this off camera with us, but tell the audience, how did Ono Delivery first start, and where did you get the idea from?
So I was washing dishes at a restaurant here in town with my business partner. Then we weren't even friends. Mm-hmm. It was his idea. He said, hey, there was a guy who delivered food here in town a couple of years ago, and just kind of fizzled out, didn't really do anything out of it, and was like, we could do that. And I was like, oh, okay.
Right.
All right, buddy. But then he was like, no, I'm serious. We should do it. I was like, okay, yeah. No overhead was my first thought. It doesn't really, probably wouldn't cost much to get started up. So we started planning. Took a couple months, and then we did it. We were both going to school at the time, but we're both not in school anymore. We just do this full time now. But we used a lot of things that we learned from going to school and everything, and we're able to apply that to starting it and running it and everything. But there's a lot of stuff that you got to learn along the way.
Right.
We came to find out.
Yeah, I like that. And what did you go to school for, if I may ask?
So I was studying business.
Oh, business. Okay, that makes sense.
I kind of switched it up a couple times. Finance, business admin.
Okay.
And then, have you had other people in your family that have businesses? Where did your entrepreneurial sparks start?
So my dad has always owned his own business. Since he finished high school, he just went right into owning businesses and just doing all kinds of different things. So I guess I got it from him, but without even knowing it, I was a little kid, and I would go to the beach and pick up shells, and then I'd sell them in my neighborhood with a little lemonade stand. I called it Lemonade and Shells. I was
that's dope.
That's actually a good idea. I would probably buy that from if I saw a kid do that, I would buy that.
That's actually cool.
How did this journey stick with you? How did you know when was the point in time where you're okay, this is something that I really want to do and I really want to flourish and maybe make a career out of it?
It's where I'm at in life right now. I don't know if I want to do this the rest of my life. I know one thing I learned at Central was that there's a difference between being a business owner and being an entrepreneur. Mm-hmm. Entrepreneur, you're kind of looking at different things, what your next move is, what your next hustle is. Business, you're just kind of you own something and then that's your thing. Yeah. So this is what my thing is right now. But I'm always looking for another move to make, or what my next move is, where I'm gonna be in life later, type of thing. But right now, it's going really good. Yeah. Had a lot of ups and downs doing it for sure. It's fun. It's great.
Now with the name Ono Delivery, where did the name come from again?
So my last name is Palmisano. My business partner's last name is Zamorano. I always kind of felt like they rhymed, there was a rhyme in there, and then I realized that the last three letters are the same. Yep. We both end in Ono.
Okay. Wow.
So that's where the name came from. And then after, a year after, we realized that it has another meaning in Spanish.
Yep.
Right.
We didn't know about it then. So we're kind of looking into different names. But
yeah.
Right.
At least it has a meaning behind it. Some people are like, well, I just named it just because it sounded good.
Right.
Because, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong. If it sounds good and it sticks, then your business is going to, flourish with that. But that's awesome that you had, an actual meaning behind it.
Yeah. I have a question. How do you give advice to the people who don't know what they want to do, but they kind of want to own a business, but they're kind of on the fences of what they want to do as well for a long time career?
I feel like a lot of owning a business is like you have to be okay with taking risks. Like one thing about going into it with a business partner is that you share that risk. So like having somebody else that can help you and make sacrifices and that type of thing. Because like when we both got started, we were like, all right, we're doing this, and then we had each other to like motivate us. So like that was really helpful to me.
Right.
And then when we got started, he was like, I'm gonna quit this job when we launch.
Wow.
Which is scary.
Right.
That's his income. He's got rent to pay. He's got school. And I decided to stop going to school then. So we both kind of made a sacrifice. And then eventually, you know, we both ended up where we're at now.
Wow.
And with that being said, like, the fear that this is your income, this is, you know, how you provide for yourself. Was there ever like a time where you're like, shoot, I don't even know if like this is going to be worth doing because I could, you know, work a 9 to 5 and get a, you know, steady income versus, you know, I don't know how many orders I'm going to get. I don't know how many people are going to, you know, want my service. Like, when was that? Was there ever a point in time where you're like, okay, I'm getting over this fear of, you know, maybe I'm not going to flourish as much as I wanted to?
I mean, it's a little, I mean, it's motivating and everything. Like, I have friends that didn't go to college, that they got jobs as tradesmen. Like, now they're going out buying new trucks and buying their houses. And I'm like, man, I own a business.
Yep.
They got all that now. I'm not there yet, but I'm working towards that. And
Right.
I'm really happy with owning my own business, being my own boss. I mean, when you're doing that, you work 24/7. You know, some people might think that you own a business and you get to work whenever you want, and, but it's not like you work all the time.
Yeah, it's like a non-stop, like,
Wow.
I always have to be thinking about this, or else, you know, what if something does happen? What if I need to, you know, make up, you know, income here, or make up in a certain spot here? Like, you're never like not thinking about it.
Oh yeah, I think about my business like when I wake up, and it's the first thing I think about when I wake up, and it's the last thing I think about before I go to sleep.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how much, like, would you say is how much of your time is into planning? Like, when you know you want to move on and get that next step with your business, like, how do you plan that out?
I guess it's just a lot of just going in and just running numbers. I didn't get very far into like the upperclassmen classes with the business. So like right now we're working on projections with our new website, how many new sales we're gonna do, if we charge a different pricing, how that would all work. So I don't really have experience with that. So I'm just going in spreadsheets, running numbers, double checking them, triple checking them, making sure they make sense.
Yeah.
Right.
So just kind of going in and playing around with that kind of stuff.
Gotcha.
It could take a week, it could take 3 weeks.
It's just really doing a lot of testing and figure out what works best for the business, right?
Yeah, like the best price point, make the most profit, and make us the most money.
Yeah.
And also, you know, good for our drivers too.
Wow.
Now, with like also with planning and you know, owning a business such as a delivery service, you know, like how does that correlate when you're trying to compete with other delivery services within your area?
So our only competition are like those like third-party apps, but right now they're only kind of with fast food. So that's kind of our niche, is where we go to like the smaller like mom and pop shops.
Okay.
Where like they're smaller, they can't really afford the commissions that they charge. I think they get like 15 to 30% off of each food order. Yeah. So we don't do anything like that. We just go in and pick up and drop off.
And there's always an opportunity. It's like, you know, for them, it's like they have a delivery service, but for you, it's like, okay, we can get more orders through this way. We can also, you know, branch out and have more customers because they like to eat here. So we'll just deliver them the food, give them the fee, and move on, right?
Yeah, exactly. We just put all the cost onto the customer. With our new website, it might be a little mix of both of that, but we want to remain affordable. I think the only way that we're more expensive with our pricing is with our mileage fees.
Okay.
But the only reason we did that was just because of the high gas prices, and we want it to be worth it for our drivers too.
Yeah. And what would you say is the number one thing Auto Delivery does better than any other food delivery service?
I mean, I haven't really heard of any company that delivers from any restaurant, delivers to anywhere. Like that was our biggest like thing, where like that's what's gonna set us apart from the rest. And like, so we'll go out to Kittitas, Thorpe, you know, whatever. We've gone to Clayton a couple times.
And it's about being open-minded, being like, okay, I'm not sure if this is going to 100% give me the most profit, but in theory, if you if you branch out, you're going to be more, people are going to be more aware of your product, and if they like it, you know, it's going to help you out in the long run.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Wow.